What's going on, people? Just going over just a recap in some positions that I was talking about earlier in the week. Um, on the screen is OMG. I believe when I posted this, OMG was around like 340, 350 range, maybe a little bit higher. I think it was 340. I was saying that, you know, a longer term perspective that you had to it sold off, bottom out. Yeah, your impulse is consolidation. You have your second impulse, and if we can get above this peak, this will be confirming another higher low. Basically confirming that we're in a bull trend. Uh, and since I made the call to get in the position, I think OMG is up like 40%, so like 350. Like, yeah, so anywhere from like 40 to 45%. I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember exactly when I said the exact dollar value, and I said it looked like a buy, but it's performing very well. Once again, if we can get above 590, you break 590, you're going to probably test this peak, and this peak is it will become your next resistance. You break like 935. Your next target is 1365, and I think that was the measured move of this consolidation. So everything looks great for OMG still in this position. Another one we were looking at was BAT, and this is performing nicely as well. It got in at like 31 cents in that area, and you had to like scroll in. I was saying it was like an ascending triangle, but it was more like a rising wedge sort of, and then it actually broke to the upside. So it's extremely bullish. You just kept making higher lows. That's why I thought it would perform well. You see, scroll in more. Just kept making those higher lows, and you kept making the higher lows, and basically it broke out. And we break this peak. Looking left, you break about 30, almost like 37 cents. You're probably going to go to test the all-time high. So again, I was saying that if you break this trend line, you even plot out more like from the wicks. You could do it like that if you wanted to, and you could so you move this trend line here. More accurate way to get this pattern. Let me just show this real quick. So if you ever break, either the white line that was just posted or this trend line, you could see a substantial run in BAT over, $2. And I was saying at the time, these targets sound crazy, but I mean, this is, if you're trading traditional stocks and you had a pattern like this is a descending broadening wedge, that would be, your measured move. These patterns play out all the time. And the fact that you're getting this, there's a little rounding action right here, and you're not touching the trend line again. I was stating before, if it breaks, if it gets to the trend line, there's a 70% chance that that will continue to run, and there will be no resistance, and maybe it goes to $5. I mean, you'll be in price discovery mode, and there's really no resistance to where you're going to end the run. But as bad as performing well, I'm still in a position, but then it's like 31 cents. Hopefully it keeps running. And the other one, looking at, was Filecoin. And I was looking at this one. I think I brought up like another chart that had more data on another like platform exchange. Well, you're going to chart. And this one, I was saying it just looked good because you had this major impulse, and you had a sell off after it got listed on Binance, and it consolidated and broke down, and now it's consolidating and it's starting to make. You see it, it's just making higher lows. That's a sign of accumulation. People are buying this asset, and so I was like, it's worth the risk to take. I mean, you don't know when it's gonna, actually start to run, but I drew this trend line for like kind of like downsloping, like trend line. You break this trend line, you could start testing these peaks, and it's kind of like a dragon harmonic pattern. Kind of looks like one, but it was worth the risk. I got in around like 22.70, and I mean it's up like, I think like 7% today. So you just break this trend line, and you start breaking out of this consolidation. You can start seeing higher prices. Breaking out of this like range consolidation bullishly. I mean, it's always potential it could break down more. Keep getting a little bit off, but yeah. So you start, testing these resistance peaks, like, which are not very strong. I really feel if we do keep, if like we start breaking these peaks, and we start making higher lows, that potentially, as I was saying before, that we would retrace, and we would start seeing prices that you probably can't imagine. But there's a long way from there, and right now you got to get out of this zone before we can even start thinking about that. But it was a risk, more so like a lotto ticket. Low risk, high reward. I had, like I said, got out around like 22.70, and I had to stop at like 22.40, and so just been riding this position, and see what happens. But that's just a recap of those positions. Oh, there was also had Ethereum. Can't forget about that. I was calling it, there was like a setting triangle / like a rising wedge. Either or, you have broken out bullishly to the upside, and you're in price discovery mode. You're at all-time highs. I think at a target for like 22.5, 22.50. Ethereum's been performing very well, and I expect it, to continue to accelerate in price. There's no signal like there's a sell-off coming. You can argue there's a little RSI bearish divergence on the 4 hours, so maybe you start getting a pullback. Maybe you even test, this 440 area, that was resistance, you know, or maybe just keep running. Um, but you know, been in this position. I mean, I've been in Ethereum for months now. Ethereum like around 250, and I was telling people for months like Ethereum, I could see it at least going to anywhere from the $600 to $900 range, and really exceeded that. And now, you know, just waiting to see where the local top there. Ethereum does have a futures contract that it will be going live on Monday. Back in 2017, if you're around, if you remember that Bitcoin was at its all-time high, and then their futures contract was listed, and that was the top of Bitcoin. So that's something to watch on Monday. Maybe, you know, this weekend we continue to maybe hit this target and then maybe sell off. I don't know. We'll see. Anything's possible in this, you know, in this space. Another one that I was like day trading slash like a longer term position slash like multiple positions is EOS. This one's up nicely today. I thought it was up more. Let me go to the daily. See percentages. What's up 6% today? But you know, let's look at the. I've been really watching. Why I'm more inclined to believe this asset will accelerate prices. The BTC pair. I'm going to put on some tools that I use. Go to the 4-hour. MA. Moving averages on. This is like a strategy I use to see if you get a potential reversal of the asset. Kind of like a wedge. It's a little inaccurate, kind of draw down more. But this is a strategy you can, you know, you can use to see, you know, why I say certain assets look better than others. At the bottom, when you get like this, the Ichimoku cloud. I'm sorry about that, but when it flips to green, this becomes support. When there's red, is resistance. And when you get like your asset on like the 4-hour or the daily, with the cloud flipping and you're above, you know, your EMAs, this is the 200 EMA, this is the 12 and the 26. And so you're starting to get a bullish cross of EMAs, you're above the short-term EMAs, and your next target is your 200. So if you break that, you're getting a bullish candle, and you had a, turn this off real quick. Oh, you got a nice doji right there. That's signaling, and then you get in a follow through reversal. That's signaling like, you know, you should get more upside. My target is up here for the BTC pair, and that's about 100% move. So if Bitcoin stays stable and, you know, EOS goes up, you know, 100% right now, %, move, about 640. And let me go to a chart that has more data. Or actually, you know, this should have it on here. The resistance. So you could be targeting this peak, or probably this peak up here. So to me, this EOS, and you can start to see the cloud is starting to flip green. So we're getting, you have support. Um, EOS is looking, like it's about to make a nice run. It's been just been in a range and hasn't really done anything. A lot of other cryptos have, you know, turtle, since the bottom in March, have been really gaining a lot of value, and EOS is just been in a range. So these are like just a recap of some of the coins that have been, I posted a position about, um, and just recapping. I'm still in these positions, still looking for more upside. Um, just want to add one caveat. Um, all of this will change if Bitcoin, reverses, it starts to sell off. If you're new to the space, Bitcoin runs this market. Bitcoin's price action runs this market. Uh, if Bitcoin is in an uptrend, all your altcoins are going to go into an uptrend. If Bitcoin is in a downtrend, all your altcoins are going to lose a lot of value. Um, it there's been a lot of hype. Elon Musk kind of the catalyst of like this move, and then it came back down and we're breaking back out. But if there's any like signals, like if there's any bearish divergence on like the daily or the 4 hour or those time frames, we start to reverse a lot of my positions that I'm in. I'm going to start taking profit because, like I said, if Bitcoin rolls over, your alt positions will roll over. But Bitcoin has been underperforming the alts, and that's why I'm heavily in altcoins right now. And I had a potential harmonic, but that did not play out. And looking at Bitcoin dominance charting this for a while now. And your Bitcoin dominance chart is basically when Bitcoin dominance is up, Bitcoin is outperforming alts. When it starts to lose value, as it is now, you can see alts are primed to outperform Bitcoin. And when alts outperform Bitcoin, they go up 2-3x. The smaller caps even more. And that's why, kind of was, that's why I'm posting these videos of like, you should get into certain positions in altcoins. Just before I go, there's one new coin that I want to bring to your attention, and that is Wax. I started looking at this coin because I kept hearing about NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. That sound twisted there, but and right now on the Ethereum blockchain, there's a whole issue with fees, and NFTs are used by like artists and like people in the music scene. They have like trading cards, and you could tokenize like the most craziest stories was like people were tokenizing their body and selling the their body parts tokenized. It's a very interesting asset class, and it's based most of it's based on the Ethereum blockchain. But right now the fees on the Ethereum blockchain are very high. Like to do a transaction sometimes is like $80, $90 just to do like just to send money. Sometimes is like $5 to send $10. Like depending on the time of the day and the demand, what's going on in the Ethereum blockchain, the fees are really high. So Wax is on, I believe, the EOS blockchain, and I was just kept hearing about it, and so I looked up the chart. This is the Bitfinex chart, and I saw that it was like, in this pattern, it's kind of like a neutral triangle. If you break out of this triangle, you have, potential large amount of, growth that could happen if you can break this downward sloping trend line. I had another chart that has more data, gives me more accurate. Like the lighting might be a little bit off, but pretty much the same chart. Like I said, more data, and I'm at least expecting it to move if it breaks out of, on here it already broke out. I don't know why these two charts are different, but from that, I plotted from there down, it already broke out. But a real retrace, if you ever break, 44 cents, 45 cents, you could really start to get a real retrace. I mean, this asset was at, it's over $4 or $5 at one point. So over 450. So yeah, you could start to see, like, if you ever get a real retrace, if you ever get to 116, I mean, 182, 243, 618 is at $3. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to get to those levels, but like I said, anything is possible in this space. And if people start to use this protocol more and start to see that this platform has, their fees are like pennies, instead of paying $80 to do a transaction, I think this is like one of those coins that, not a lot of people are aware of, but once people start getting more aware, this could gain a lot of value. And so this is traded on KuCoin, and I picked up a position, and I think since I picked up a position, it's up about like 6%. So this is another coin, like I said. GNS don't have a lot of data on this one. That's why it's so hard to, it's so different. So it'd be like this, but you don't have all that price action back there because it wasn't listed on the exchange yet. But this is a new position that I'm in. As potential like a lot of growth potentially, and for now, I guess that's it. Until next time, good luck